The South African Property Owners Association has successfully overturned the City of Johannesburg's controversial bylaw regulating privately owned CCTV surveillance cameras, with the court awarding the association costs on a higher scale. The disputed regulation sought to introduce additional compliance requirements for private property owners installing CCTV cameras. For more, we are joined by Wayne Duvenage, who's from OUTA and the CEO there. Wayne, thank you so much for joining us this evening. A win for, of course, when it comes to those who want to have CCTV outside their houses and their businesses. But tell me a little bit more as to why the City of Johannesburg had given reasons to try and restrict this.
Yeah, we're not really sure. I don't think they did meaningful public consultation and passed this bylaw, which is why we challenged it, and the SA Property Association, Owners Association, SAPOA. And I guess it's something to do with control, and there's money to be made in the process of trying to channel all the control through one or two suppliers, and that's a concern that we have. But, you know, in various communities, people have put up cameras, various business and resident associations, and we do so as society because government isn't able to provide the security that we need in society today. And so cameras are awash across the country, and the City of Joburg felt that it just needed to go and tell everybody to register, fill in the forms, get permission, and abide by their rules, which gives them access to your footage and so forth. And it really was grossly irrational, a bit of overreach, and we felt it needed to be challenged. So we cannot understand the rationale of this decision.
So it sounds like they wanted to pretty much add more red tape to the process.
Very much so, and irrationally so. And whenever laws are unmanageable, ungovernable, the administration process is extremely high, cumbersome. These become irrational laws that need to be challenged. We've had to do this a number of times, from the e-toll matter to car power ships, and now this. Government thinks often, that makes this mistake, that if it just legislates something, everything falls into place. But if you cannot administer it, and you cannot get public buy-in, they're meaningless laws. So we're glad that they have agreed to repeal, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
You know, Wayne, you also mentioned security earlier when we started talking as well, and it's no secret that South Africa has very high crime rates as well, and that's also part of the reason why people put up these CCTV cameras on their properties. What we've noted as well is that a lot of the times when there are criminal investigations, the police will ask for any public person to come forward, member of the public to come forward with any information that they may have. And these cameras, more often than not, come in quite handy. So when it comes to crime fighting, what are some of the advantages of also having these kinds of facilities like these cameras?
Yeah, it's extremely advantageous. The police also have rights to subpoena, and I don't think anybody will hold back that information if the police are trying to solve a crime and you have footage on your cameras that may be facing a public road. So without a doubt, the police have access to that information, and we believe it is very, very important that we work together with the police and civil society to resolve these crimes. And I can assure you that CCTV cameras, private CCTV cameras, have been the resolution of many criminal conduct and provision of information that have led to the successful capturing and prosecution of culprits and criminal syndicates. So very, very important part of our life, our daily life in society today.
When we're talking about the additional compliance requirements as well, Wayne, I also note that, I mean, some of them were a pre-evaluation application. You also have to pay for that pre-evaluation. How would the city then be able to assess and pre-evaluate who is deemed to be worthy of having these kinds of cameras on their property?
We have no idea. We do not believe they would have been able to administer it. They required that you had to submit the documentation on a prescribed form. You had to give them plans and diagrams. It really was very onerous, and it didn't make sense. So yeah, we just felt, look, this needs to be challenged. I think they knew, and probably their legal team advised them that they had no case to defend, which is why they've repealed it. But we wrote to them and asked them to please just rescind this decision before we file papers. They didn't even respond. So now, unfortunately, we're going to have to pick up legal costs, both for ourselves and SAPOA. And again, a waste of taxpayers' money by a government department and a municipality that is just, I think, abusing their power.
Does the city in any way have a point when it comes to cameras that are facing a public road and those who are being recorded without their consent?
No, I don't think so. Nobody's using that information. We understand, and I think the public understands the promotion of Privacy and Information Act, POPIA. And I think what probably needs to be done at the entrance to every sort of business area, shopping center, residential areas, just more signage maybe needs to be put up to warn people that there is a likelihood that they will be picked up on CCTV camera. But I think it's almost a given these days. You just need to know, and it's not just here. It's throughout the world. CCTV cameras are everywhere. The question is, is it controlled by government? Is it controlled by civil society? But the intent always is to ensure that people are captured if they are breaking the law.
Wayne, thank you so much for your time this evening. Really appreciate it.